morning again. Hope you are still fit for the last round and the last part of our 50th anniversary. It's a sales and the marketing seminar. So today I would like to see open faces, open ears, not only yesterday but today. We have the chance also to present you some of the countries where they have done also active and successful activities, to share them also with you. I will just start a little bit about the sales, and then Caroline from Switzerland, she will start with her presentation, followed by Klaus Jakobsen from Denmark. He has a long year experiences in the marketing of children, not only, but almost children and families in Denmark. And he has been also many years very successful. Then followed by Canada, Maki and Don will present their activities they just recently did also in March and April, fantastic results. Then we have a break, and then comes José from Grefar, Portugal. You have seen that we want this presentation on Animastraff because Animastraff is a very important product for us and will be also in future. Also in Switzerland we will focus also as a second part apart from the food supplements also for the Animastraff products. So listen to his presentation. This could be also probably for some of you who already work with Animastraff very interesting. And then at the second presentation after the break we have Esti from South Africa. You have already know her not only here, but you have seen and heard a lot about the success we have in South Africa. I will tell you something about that also later in the morning.
Good morning. We have a very long history about Biostraff in Denmark. Actually, it was launched sometimes in the 60s, and at that time, Anjo was a part of Anjo in Sweden. And I guess Anjo in Sweden, they were one of the big sellers of Biostraff at that time.
Yes, very good.
And in 1971, Anjo in Denmark became a limited company. Little facts about the Danish market. We are about approximately 5.3 million inhabitants, and the total market for health food, it has been more or less steady for the past 20 years. Some problems, types of products come and other products go, but very few products stay, I would say, strong for that many years. Biostraff is one of the products, one of the few herbal products. We sell through especially a drugstore chain called Matas, some health food, and also pharmacies. And the market share of these type of distribution channels is the drugstore chain Matas has approximately 32% of the market. Matas has always been our big customer, and unfortunately 3-4 years ago it was taken over by capital group, British capital group called CBC, and consequently they are cutting down the cost and also cutting down the capital binding. That means that we cannot push as much in the shops as we could previously, where it was a retail-owned chain. But until 1991, it was mainly a product that was bought and consumed by elderly people. And at that time, I joined the company, and my ex-wife, she was working in in a kindergarten. And I often heard about the problems with parents and the problems with the kids. They were always sick. It is so that in Denmark, most of the women, they are working. Approximately 80 or 90% of the women are working. And the children, they are placed in a kindergarten. You deliver the kids in the morning and you fetch the kids after coming home from work. And if one kid in a kindergarten gets sick, everybody gets sick. They call it the kindergarten plague. And we were wondering at that time whether we could find some new customers to BioStride. And then the idea came up, we could perhaps market BioStride for children. And 20 years ago, we actually made this advertising. And it says, BioStride children have more resistance. We have actually been using this for the past 20 years. Each year we make a test on this ad, and it still have a high score of buying ad-like, and we have used it for posters, for leaflets, signs, etc. Now it's a problem using at least this, at least with the text, because you know EFSA they have put some restrictions on claims for children, so we have to apply for a claim paragraph 14 if we are to market it against children alone. One problem is that in Denmark we are not allowed to say anything about BioStride. So we have to use PR in order to get the message to the consumers. And one way of doing it is that we have a questionnaire in all the products, not only BioStride but also all the products. So we get a lot of feedback from the customers. We ask them why they are using BioStride, how they have learned about BioStride, how long they have been using BioStride, which type, elixir, drops or tablets, and if they are using other food supplement, natural remedies, and what are their personal experience with BioStride. And as a thanks for writing us, we send them some samples of some skincare products that we have. And we get a lot of contact in that way with the consumers. We also write to the consumers, thanking them for sending in the questionnaire. And we use this for getting in contact with interesting consumers that have a story to tell. We contact the interesting consumers and ask them whether they're interested in talking to a journalist or helping other people in the same situation as they have experienced. And many people, they say yes. And we contact a journalist and see to that they are being photographed, and in that way we get a lot of PR articles. This one says it helped on the immune system, and it's also about children. Had the resistance strengthened. It's also about the children. Not that we have forgot the elderly people, because we still